Hello. This is going to be a video of 5-star reads that I've read from 5 books. I am just doing it randomly from how they showed up in my Goodreads, putting in 5-star rating. So the first book that showed up was Passion's Promise, and I will have the book right here, by Danielle Steele. This, I need glasses, got a 3.8 average rating. It's a romantic fiction, contemporary romance, chick lit book. It was first published January 1st, 1976, and that is what I loved about it. It's 352 pages. This book, the synopsis is, smart, beautiful, and very rich Kezia St. Martin leads 2 lives. One is a glamorous socialite jetting between the poshest places in Europe and America, the other under a false name, as a dictated journalist committed to justice and her profession. But the 2 worlds are pulling her apart, leaving her conflicted about her identity and the lies she tells to every man she meets. Then she meets Lucas Johns, a bold, dynamic crusader for social change and an ex-con. Their attraction is immediate, but their love may be just one step from tragedy at any time. This is my review. Now, granted, guys, I can't write a review to save my life. I read, I don't write. So I put my thoughts into Gemini, and I had it write out my thoughts into paragraphs that were readable. Otherwise, I would say this was a great book. I loved it. Read it. But I want to give you some of my thoughts that have been generated from Gemini. I just want to be totally clear with you that I did not come up with this. I did, but I didn't. Okay, so my review is, this book completely took me by surprise and earned a solid 5 stars from me. The 1970s setting is honestly half the reason I loved it so much, and that is so true. Going back in time with this book, just to the simpler days, I loved it. It gives the story such a fantastic vintage feel. No cell phones, no instant messaging, just real face-to-face connection and high-stakes drama. It truly feels like stepping back in time, and it really did. What really stood out to me was Kezia as a character. Even though she's an ultra-wealthy heiress, she refuses to just sit back and live off her money. She takes real steps to have her own career. And in the 70s, guys, this was not, why would she? She was a socialite. She chose not to. Secretly writing under a male pen name so her work is actually taken seriously. Yeah. I love that drive in her. Then there's Lucas. I loved how Kezia looks past the labels and sees him for who he really is. She knows he's not a real criminal, but rather someone the system is trying to frame as one because of the work he's doing. I don't remember what work he was doing, but I know that he was branded a criminal, but he wasn't. Put it that way. It's been a long time since I read this book. The chemistry and dynamic between them are so well done. If you enjoy classic storytelling, strong heroines who fight for their independence, and a rich historical atmosphere, I cannot recommend this one enough. Honestly, 5 stars. I also read Daddy from Danielle Steele and loved it. I'm not going to do a 5-star rating on that, but I did give it 5 stars. And it's only because I read it when I was in my 20s, and I honestly can't remember it, but I know I loved it. See, that's about as well of a review as you get from me without Gemini. Here are the ratings for Passion's Promise. The top one is 5 stars right there. And it got, sorry about the glare, and I know it's backwards, but you can see it in how it goes down. It got 34% 5 stars, 27% 4 stars. So there you go. Now on to book 2, The Ice Beneath Her by Camilla Grebe. This is book 1 in the series, and I cannot pronounce the name. I will put it right here, but I can't pronounce it. It got a 3.69 average, and I gave it 5 stars. This book is a mystery thriller, crime fiction, Nordic noir book. Those are all the titles that it was given. Winter's chill has descended on Stockholm as police arrive at the scene of a shocking murder. An unidentified woman lies beheaded in a posh suburban home, a brutal crime made all the more disturbing by its uncanny resemblance to an unsolved killing 10 years earlier. But this time there's a suspect, the charismatic and controversial chain store CEO Jesper Orr, who owns the home but is nowhere to be found. To homicide detectives Peter Lindgren and Manfred Olsen, nothing about the suave, high-profile businessman, including a Playboy reputation and rumors of financial misdeeds, suggests he conceals the dark heart and twisted mind of a cold-blooded killer. So, in other words, they don't think it's him. In search of a motive, Lindgren and Olsen turn to the brilliant criminal profiler Hanna Lagerlöf-Schön. Sorry if I misspelled that. Once a valued police asset, now marooned in unhappy retirement and crumbling marriage, she's eager to exercise her keen skills again and offer the detectives a window into the secret soul of Jesper Orr. But they're not the only ones searching. 2 months before, Emma Bowman, a young clerk at Orr's company, chanced to meet the charming chief executive, and romance swiftly bloomed. Almost as quickly as the passionate affair ignited, it was over, when Orr inexplicably disappeared. One staggering misfortune after another followed, leaving Emma certain that her runaway lover was to blame and transforming her confusion and heartbreak into anger. Now, pursuing the same mysterious man for different reasons, Emma and the police are destined to cross paths in a chilling dance of obsession, vengeance, madness, and love gone hellishly wrong. It was a while ago that I read this book, but I know I loved it, and this is my review. Again, written with the help of AI. As soon as I read the opening lines, "It's dark when I wake up. The room is cold and smells of damp earth and rot," I knew I was in for a dark, claustrophobic ride. The atmosphere is dark, thrilling, and incredibly tense. Camilla Grebe constructs the story like a massive puzzle box, and when the main twist hits, it completely rewires everything you thought you knew about the characters and the timeline. It is pure psychological chess. If you love fast-paced thrillers, complex characters with dark secrets, and twists that make your jaw hit the floor, you need to add this to your TBR immediately. This was fantastic. This got an average star rating of 4 stars. I'm shocked by that, at 43%. However, I gave it 5 stars and it richly deserves that. Next is The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. Oh, guys, I think I've read this book twice. Every time I read it, I cry. It got an average rating of 3.86. It's a fiction, mystery, young adult, contemporary fantasy thriller. It was first published July 3rd, 2002, 372 pages. It is a movie. I will put the movie here. Oh. Okay, the synopsis is, my name is Salmon, like the fish. First name Susie. I was 14 when I was murdered on December 6th, 1973. So begins this, I just got goosebumps. It just reminds me of the opening scene in the movie. Oh my gosh, and the book. So begins the story of Susie Salmon, who is adjusting to her new home in heaven, a place that is not at all what she expected, even as she is watching life on Earth continue without her. Her friends trading rumors about her disappearance, her killer trying to cover his tracks, her grief-stricken family unraveling. Out of unspeakable tragedy and loss, The Lovely Bones succeeds miraculously in building a tale filled with hope, humor, suspense, and even joy. My review. The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. Honestly, this book still has a total clutch on me. It's true. It's true. It is haunting in a way I can barely explain. It touches on something horrific right at the start, but what makes this a 5-star read for me is that it's essentially a beautifully written horror story. It's dark, tragic, and deeply disturbing, but the prose itself is almost magical. The way Susie narrates her story and the emotional weight of watching her family navigate the aftermath just grabs hold of you and doesn't let go. It's hands down one of the most hauntingly beautiful books I have ever read. It stays with you long after you close the cover, and it really does. Fantastic book. Can't believe it. Somebody gave it 1 star. Okay, well. It got an average of 4 stars, which is incredible to me, but that's okay. 5 stars was 32%. Here it is right here. I highly recommend this book. I don't know how it didn't get more. Next is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This was a Goodreads Choice Award, a winner for Reader's Favorite Mystery and Thriller 2024. This is a mystery fiction book club thriller. It is 562 pages, and it was first published July 2nd, 2024. This is also going to become a Netflix series. I will put a picture of the information up here so you can pause and read. Early Morning, August 1975. So this is another book based in the 70s. A camp counselor discovers an empty bunk. Its occupant, Barbara Van Laar, has gone missing. Barbara isn't just any 13-year-old. She's the daughter of the family that owns the summer camp and employs most of the region's residents. And this isn't the first time a Van Laar child has disappeared. Barbara's older brother similarly vanished 14 years ago, never to be found. As a panicked search begins, a thrilling drama unfolds, chasing down the layered secrets of the Van Laar family and the blue-collar community working in its shadow. Moore's multi-threaded story invites a reader into a rich and gripping dynasty of secrets and second chances. It is Liz Moore's most ambitious and wide-reaching novel yet. My review. If you loved The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, you are going to fall head over heels for this book. It's set in the 1970s at a summer camp in the Adirondacks mountains, I suppose, when a 13-year-old girl vanishes from her cabin. But the tension is sky high because her family owns the camp, and 14 years earlier, her little brother disappeared in those exact same woods and was never seen again. It gives you that same gritty, atmospheric, deep-seated mystery feeling as The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Liz Moore unravels the web of massive family secrets, class dynamics, and dark history in a way that is so rich and addicting. The atmosphere is incredible, the suspense is top tier, and is hands down a 5-star read for anyone who loves a complex, sprawling mystery. This, again, got a 4.9 average review, I'm not sure if I said that, with 4 stars, getting 44% of them, 34 for 5 stars. I'm shocked, honestly. Geez, there's some really picky readers. There we go. Next is Revolutionary Road by Richard Yates. This got an average star rating of 3.94. It's a fiction, historical fiction, literary fiction. Sorry, guys. 355 pages. It was first published December 31st, 1961. Love that. I love these older books. Love them. It is also a movie. In the hopeful 1950s, Frank and April Wheeler appeared to be a model American couple, bright, beautiful, talented, with 2 young children and a starter home in the suburbs. Perhaps they married too young and started a family too early. Maybe Frank's job is dull, and April never saw herself as a housewife. Yet they have always lived in the assumption that greatness is only just around the corner. But now that certainty is now about to crumble, with heartbreaking compassion and remorseless clarity, Richard Yates shows how Frank and April mortgage their spiritual birthright, betraying not only each other, but their best selves. My review? Let me tell you, this book grabs you right by the throat and just strangles you. It's set in the 1950s and focuses on April Wheeler, a woman who wanted a career and a life of her own, but after getting pregnant, finds herself trapped in the role of a suburban housewife. It is haunting, heartbreaking reminder of what life was truly like for so many women in that era who had their dreams completely erased. Watching her navigate that quiet, soul-crushing reality made this an amazingly emotional read for me. It is raw, devastating, and absolutely unputdownable. If you want a book that will completely shatter your heart and stay with you forever, you have to read this. This got an average of 4 stars, 37%, 33%, 5 stars. I don't think people know a good book. I'm just kidding. You can like what you like. Well, guys, that wraps up my 5 5-star books for today's video. And I hope that you have a book that you love that you want to tell me down below. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I am Books and Makeup, and I have lots more books for you to come and lots more makeup. So have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.